Okay, so let's not go to the death room. Let's see, what's over here? Okay, there's an empty hallway over here, so I'll go past the death room. Not go to the death room. Let's try not going to the death room. Probably a good idea. And then we'll keep going this way, I guess. See what's down this way. Eventually, I'm probably gonna hit that pool of blood up there, but we'll see. Oh, there's another dead body. Let's see. Decayed skeletal corpse, clothing, and diminutive stature suggests an elementary school boy. Name tag pinned to breast pocket. Great Harbor Elementary School. Hiroshi Takano. Cool. And what else is down this way? There's another dead body. Wow, I'm just hitting the mother lode today. It's a decaying corpse. Let's see, it's a junior high school girl. And the ID tag is okay. Takine Municipal Middle School, Koe Kawahara. Cool. And the last area. A wall. That was a great find, everybody. Wasn't that a great find? Okay. So, how about we head over this direction now? See what's down this way. As we make our way down, make our way through this hellhole. Okay, nothing down this hallway. Let's see. Okay, there's that. I almost kind of just want to go into the body pool just because. Alright, let's go into the body pool. The door to this particular room was shuddering ever so slightly, as if there were a breeze blowing against it gently from the inside. Slowly and hesitantly, I put both hands on the doorknob and started to turn. Yeah, there's probably a reason for that. As soon as the door opened, even a crack, a powerful, horrible stench slammed into my face and twisted around my nasal cavities like a jet of water. I was instantly feeling nauseous and lightheaded, as if I were suddenly deprived of oxygen. Sure. Holding my nose, I stepped back into the room and crept over toward the source of the noise. If there were water here, maybe I could wash my hands, I thought. Oh no. Oh no. My extreme thirst came back full force as well. Clean water was the greatest thing I could possibly find right now. Oh no! I accidentally kicked over a bucket, spilling its contents onto the ground in front of me. As if the flies couldn't be an indication enough. Countless flies immediately flew out from the overturned bucket and began swarming all around me. Their buzzing wings sounded right up against my ears as if they were attacking me. I let go of my nose and began flailing my arms wildly, attempting in vain to drive them away. As I haphazardly stumbled forward, I found my foot splashing in shallow liquid. Mere moments later, my hand came in contact with a wall and brushed against a switch. I heard a faint clicking sound, and then the lights blinked on, and I got a clear look at the room I was standing in. It's a blood pool. Well, it certainly isn't chocolate. A large portion of the floor had been dug out into something resembling a pool, which was filled with stagnant, discolored water and dismembered bodies. And you wanted to drink that. The bodies were decomposing a lot faster than they naturally would on account of the wetness. Most of them had swarms of maggots instead of faces. Several bodies had actually washed up on the ground outside the pool as well. The few that still had limbs looked like they may lose them at any moment. Their torsos were all swollen and black, and everything else was bone white. Because corpse party. The closest body was spurting a sappy mucus from its nose and mouth and staring at me with an ugly, mean expression. The thick fluid coming out of it was reddish-brown in color and seemed to be a disgusting mixture of blood and dead bugs. Good question. Some sort of huge door high along the top of the wall opened up, and I could clearly feel a breeze blowing through the room. It was a trash chute? I wouldn't risk it. Oh boy. I was afraid of what might be coming through that hole, so I put some distance between it and myself. Something heavy fell from above and splashed into the pool, spraying my face with rotten, stagnant water. Well, to be fair, there's plenty right there, just saying. It's still alive! You hear that? The body that had just fallen into the pool of water was wearing a school uniform. As soon as it touched the liquid, it began bubbling and melting into it as if it were a bag of ingredients tossed into a stew pot. One of the poor victim's lungs floated to the surface, giving the whole scene even more of a sick soup-like appearance. Yeah. Yeah. I dragged my wet foot on a dry part of the ground for a second or two, then made a dash for the door. As soon as I was back out in the hall, I fell to my knees in shock. I couldn't even move. The smell of death and decay was still sticking to me, and still trying to snake its way into my nose. It was all I could do not to throw up on the spot. I hadn't eaten anything for hours, so I'm not even sure what I would have actually thrown up, but I still felt like I had to more strongly than ever before. You know, it's bad enough I peed my pants, now I'm going to upchuck. Maybe it would have been best just to let it come out. I'm sure it would have felt better afterward. But I honestly didn't want to see my own vomit right now, not after all the other disgusting things I'd seen. I'd had enough. Just lucky, pretty much. You can blame Ayumi for it, essentially. And Naho, but mostly Ayumi, I'd say. At times like this especially, I really longed for my big brother. If only he were here with me. I cried out for him as if in prayer. Oni-chan, 助けて. 助けて. Hello? 動けないの. 誰かいるの? That voice sounded eerily familiar. 誰かいるの? Oh no! There was a little girl here with arm outstretched, begging for help. I rushed over to her side. I guess, Yuka's kind of forgotten the fact that this little girl was the one controlling the big dude with the hammer earlier.
どうしたの？大丈夫？
She was faintly glowing.
この子、幽霊？
Well, she certainly isn't a fairy.
あのね、お腹が苦しいの。お胸が熱いよ。とっても辛そう。ゆかにできることは。ここ、怪我はしてないみたいだけど、痛むの？痛いよ。
Oh boy. All I could do for her was offer physical comfort. If I rubbed her back, maybe she'd feel better?
ありがとう。ごめんね。こんなことしかできなくて。ちょっと楽になったの。そう？よかった。
Again, Yuka, you are being kind of stupid right now. Did you forget that this was the girl that attacked you earlier? The girl grimaced again as if she were experiencing some new pain all of a sudden.
まだ無理しない方がいいよ。ね？うん。あなたもここに迷い込んだの？わかんない。気がついたらここで倒れてたの。気がついたらずっと寂しかった。そっか、一人で寂しかったね。よく頑張ったね。
Yuka, you're being really stupid right now. Don't trust her. Again, you think she would remember this, unless it was too dark and she couldn't see, but I doubt it. I gently brushed my hand against the little girl's face, wiping away her tears. I'd only just met her, but I already really felt for her. She had it a lot worse than I did. Well, in one sense, yes.
あなた、お名前は？幸子。幸子。幸子ちゃんっていうのね。
She just said that.
うん。私はゆかだよ。持田ゆか。ゆかお姉ちゃん？
Oh, this is gonna go well. If she's calling her big sis.
お姉ちゃん？お姉ちゃんか。
Oh, don't encourage her, Yuka.
なんか、お姉ちゃんって呼ばれると照れちゃうなって。
Of course you do. I took Sachiko's tiny little hand in my own and pulled her to her feet.
よし、立てるね。
Sachiko's hand was so thin and light compared to my own. Well, she is a ghost. Not just light, it almost felt like it was completely weightless.
やっぱり幽霊なんだ。
Well, again, she's not a fairy. Sachiko noticed me staring at her, and I must have had quite a look on my face. It seemed to bother her, so I did my best to force a smile. I'm sure she was worried I'd leave her all by herself again, and I wanted to make sure she knew I was here for her.
どうしたのお姉ちゃん？ちょっと考え事してて。ごめんなさい。
Sachiko lowered her head and looked like she was about to cry.
どうして謝るの？幸子、多分幽霊だから。
Is she really this serious?
お姉ちゃんと違うから。
Oh
怖
boy.
がらせちゃって。ごめんなさい。
I don't know what's worse, the fact that she's playing up this thing or that Yuka's falling for it.
よかったら こんな小さい子を不安にさせるなんて。
I took Sachiko's hand in both of mine, turning to face her and ducking down a little so our eyes were level.
大丈夫だよ。幽霊は怖いけど、なんだかあなたは怖くない気がするの。
You should be.
怖くない？本当に？
You should be.
幸子ちゃんは大丈夫。
You should be.
お姉ちゃん行っちゃうの？
Eventually. I did have to think for a moment since I knew I couldn't take a ghost with me very far, but in the end I also knew I couldn't just leave her.
幸子ちゃんも一緒にゆかのお兄ちゃんを探してくれる？お兄ちゃん？うん、すっごく頼りになるの。きっと幸子ちゃんにも優しくしてくれるよ。
Her head was still down, but her eyes were peeking up at me. She looked nervous, but for the first time since we started talking, she also looked hopeful.
幸子も一緒に行っていいの？うん、もう一人じゃないよ。ゆかが、お姉ちゃんがそばにいるからね。
You know, this is kind of like the whole thing with Kazami, where he was claiming that, you know, he was your big brother when he wasn't. Now you're kind of doing the same thing. I mean, granted, I doubt you're going to be tying her up and torturing her, but, just saying. Some similarities right there. Honestly, I was lonely too. I probably wanted her with me just as badly as she wanted someone with her. Ghost or no.
さあ、行こう、幸子ちゃん。
I turned to head back down the hall, but was stopped by Sachiko tugging on my uniform. She was wearing a forced smile on her face, but she still looked uneasy.
お姉ちゃん、私の言うこと聞く？言うこと？言うことって？
What was she going to tell me to do? I was so surprised by the question I wasn't sure how best to respond, but the longer I thought about it, the more uneasy she looked, so...
お姉ちゃんね、あなたのお話なら聞くよ。
You're kind of setting yourself up for disaster on this one.
本当？うん、だから何でも話してね。
I also love how you didn't ask me on this opinion, but what do I know? You already decided beforehand that she was okay. Even though I have the power of clairvoyance, aka I've played the games before and know where this is going. There's clearly something specific she had in mind, but I wasn't going to push her about it. She'd asked me when she was ready. She seemed satisfied with my answer and let go of my uniform, and so hand in hand we continued down the hall in search of my big brother. Oh great, now I got Sachiko following me around. This is going well. And I'm at 81%. Not a good thing. Okay, I'll save again because I have a feeling that things are going to go a little messy from here on out. So I guess we'll stop here for now and see where things are going to go now that we have Sachiko in the party. Again, Yuka, did you totally forget that she was the one who commanded the big guy with the hammer last time? I guess so. Maybe it was too dark for her to see the full face or something, but she's really being kind of stupid here. I get she's like, what, 13 or so? She's a young kid, but still. Jeez. People are constantly being tricked by this girl, and I don't know how she gets away with it. Then again, she's a little girl, so maybe Sachiko can just play up the charm and it works that way. So, I guess we'll see what happens next time. I have a feeling something bad's gonna happen with this whole decision, but I guess for now, this is StarPrincessHLC saying thank you very much for watching, and have a fond farewell.